Hi, everybody. Come on in. Let us know how you're doing in the chat. Welcome. All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to day 2 of the Spiritual Renegade workshop with Corinne Grillo. Corinne's a psychotherapist, international best-selling author. She's also the founder of the Angel Alchemy Academy. We're super excited about day 2. For today's workshop, just like yesterday, if you can find a quiet, uninterrupted spot where you can really focus on feeling the energy shifts that you're going to get today. You can also light a candle for a little more, sacred, a little more sacredness in your space. So everybody, just as you're coming in, you can go ahead and say hi to us in the chat, and we will go ahead and welcome Corinne on. Hey, Corinne.
Hello. Little delayed reaction. Hi, everybody. Say hi to me in the chat room. Give me a word for how you're feeling right now. I see BC, Canada in the house. Hi, Pam. Good to see so many of you here with me today. Colorado. Steve, I see Steve is here. Tracy, Ontario. Look at all these people. Yes, let us know where you're from. We got Belgium in the house. Hey, Bart. Awesome. So how many of you did your homework yesterday? Did you remember our practice for those of you who came yesterday? One of the practices we did was the me, not me, where you're starting to explore how much of other people's stuff you've taken on in your physical body and how to transform it. And so that is a quintessential practice, especially in the beginning, as you begin proving out that you are, in fact, not simply a physical being, but an energetic being. And as I mentioned yesterday, this 3-day series is really designed to give you a little sampling of the foundations that I work from when it comes to my intuitive healing trainings. One of the trainings we're talking about a lot this series is the Angel Alchemy Academy, my 6-month intuitive healing training. In case y'all are wondering, because we get a lot of questions throughout the year, when are you doing it? When are you doing it? And I literally don't know until it's time. Spirit tells me when it's time. So I don't plan in advance too much. I start kitchen the fancy and then it comes. So we are actually opening up the doors tomorrow in case you are wondering. And we'll talk more about it tomorrow. Today, I really want to talk about today was actually really surprising. I thought we were working with a certain archangel, but then another archangel came in. So while we're practicing our energy and our energetic beingness, yesterday I gave you a sample of what it's like when someone sends you some psychic attack energy just by thinking about your wounding, and gave you a demonstration of what happens when someone sees you in your highest light. So which am I doing now? And I already want you to start noticing the energy in your body. And if you're just doing the second day, you didn't do the first day yesterday, that's totally fine. A lot of the work that I do is founded in the actual sensations of energy. And a lot of people can't feel their body yet, can't feel their energy body, but it just takes practice and intention. So what energy do you feel in your body? How does your body feel today? And let us know in the chat room. And Eunice did a lot of the practice yesterday. Now she's coughing a bunch, congested. So she is in the detox phase of the game. Good. Top of your head, boom, Jackie. Yes. And everybody, oh, I forgot to say, breathe. Okay. So energy moves and angels move. The medicine of angels move through our breath. Why is that? Well, respiration. We talked to you yesterday. That's how spirit moves and animates us. So when we, in a way, program our breath to release us from toxins we're carrying, it starts doing the work all over. And Amanda says tingles, and she heard lessons. Good. So I'm not going to tell you which archangel came forward today. It's a surprise. But the message is so incredible, and it actually tells me a lot about this community who's here with us, who's listening to us right now. But before we get to the actual practice of experiencing the archangels, I want to go over what you can expect today. You're going to learn about how archangels really act are portals. They're like portals to higher levels of consciousness. I'm going to tell you about the framework and the blueprint that I use about that. So that students can more easily access their mind-blowing channeling and healing gifts. We're going to experiment today with not just meditating on an archangel, but actually experiencing the presence of archangels so that you can begin understanding a little bit more about how you receive intuitive information. And each archangel will sometimes come forward with a different medicine. So I work a lot with my alchemists so that they can learn how each archangel signals them of their presence, because each archangel is different. We heard Melanie Davis yesterday talking about how Archangel Raphael comes to her, and now she knows every time the signal happens that it's Archangel Raphael. So we're going to do that practice today so that you can get a real feel for this. I don't just want to give you information. I want you to actually have an experience and be able to use this medicine and these techniques to help elevate and escalate and magnify your own peace, your own beauty, and your own spiritual connection. And we're also going to talk to a couple of my amazing graduates. One is Jen Goodwin, and the other is Diane Farnsworth. And they are amazing, and they have amazing stories to share with you about their gifts exploding and some really cool things that happened with their clients. So yesterday, I just want to remind you what we talked about. We talked about the 2 secrets to accelerating and amplifying your intuitive healing abilities. One is achieving and working towards having a very powerful light body, a powerful energy field. And the other was knowing yourself, knowing thyself. If you've heard that phrase before, know thyself. So we talked a lot about those principles and how those 2 things are really what accelerates our growth as channels of truth, channels of divine healing, channels of love. I talked about the 4 pillars of angel alchemy. One is energy mastery, which we started dipping into yesterday, getting a sense and the feel of yourself as an energetic being and how you receive energy and how energy is living inside of your body. The second pillar is detoxing and deconstructing from dark energy that's been lodged in your energy body for quite a while, from deconstructing from beliefs. We're going to talk about that a lot tomorrow. And from toxic patterns that kind of block and interrupt your personal power and your spiritual power. We also talked about one of the pillars being to help you be really powerful and help you be spiritually powerful in your sessions and in your life, to help you be confident, is getting a powerful relationship with your invisible allies. So I work a lot with archangels, with angels. I also work a lot with ancestors and other allies. And so each of us has a kind of I would call it like a different chemistry. We're designed to work with certain allies, sometimes more than others. If you're here, that means the angels, you're already rolling deep with angels, whether you know it or not. They're part of your posse. They want to work with you. They want to support your dreams, and they want to help you, if you so choose, to support the lives of other people. So, and then the other one is initiation. That's one of the pillars that we work with in the academy, and that I'll also be talking about today. So today we're going to look at allyship and initiation as kind of like the primary things that we're working on today, because we're working with channeling. Let's see. So I got a little chicken right there. Look at her. She's such a sweet chicken. She's full of healing juice. Okay. So if I didn't say this yesterday, I want to say this today, that your power is already there. Okay. when I envision supporting other people, it's not just about putting new things in them. It's really about dislodging, someone used that word in here, dislodging and undoing the harm that's been done via toxic beliefs, a lack of confidence, low self-esteem. It's it's that stuff that really blocks us from our fuller potential. And also the overarching feeling of aloneness that has to be repaired, which is why the anchor and one of the roots of all of the work that I do is about helping people make an authentic connection with their divine team and with their spirit team. Here's my other chicken. They must love these talks. I think they like you guys. Um, there is nothing more powerful than being in deep allyship with your angels and also with your ancestors, um, with the land around you. And these principles, like we talked about yesterday, are nothing new. This is old school stuff. This is old age stuff that we are just remembering. So, like I said yesterday, there's no such thing to me as new age. These principles are usually rooted. We can trace them back to Abrahamic religions, where all of our people, no matter if you live in, your people are from Asia or Europe, all of us have this wisdom truly inside of our bones. Okay, inside of our blood, inside of our DNA. So let me just jump into these slides here. I only have a couple, but I want to give you some of the foundational frameworks of what I'm talking about, because some of these phrases, like the word initiation, might strike you also as some kind of new age, loosey-goosey concept. So I want to explain it to you in a better way. Okay, let me just get my screen kind of working for me as opposed to against me. All right. Okay, so we're looking at archangel medicine. And when I say medicine, I actually mean it. Okay. The medicine is like the frequencies are like, to me, potions, medicines that we can work with and invite into our bodies, into our hearts and our minds to produce rapid results and a rapid opening of your spiritual gifts. Oh, hold on a second. Oh, hold on. Let's see, where am I? Maybe these are a little out of order. Okay, so I want to define initiation for you real quick. So initiation is as one of the pillars of angel alchemy. The initiation is a ritual or transformative process through which an individual enters a deeper or more profound level of spiritual understanding, awareness, or experience. It's a common concept in many spiritual traditions and is often seen as a significant milestone on one's personal journey and spiritual journey. So the archangels and their medicine are initiators and open up safe portals into the next levels of power and consciousness. So by working with the archangels, our students in the Angel Alchemy Academy build power and gnosis is as a natural byproduct. So their spiritual gifts as a natural byproduct and their channeling abilities experience serious up levels, which is why so many students who have trained with me, whether they've been doing this work for 10 or 20 years or not, have an accelerated capacity to do things that not even they knew that they could do. Okay. And that's because we're working with archangels as portals into other aspects of our consciousness and connecting us like bridges to other parts of our souls and of our spiritual power. So it doesn't just improve their spiritual abilities. Let me be clear. It also supports their lives. So a lot of our students will say, it's not just that I learned some tools and techniques. I didn't just learn that I was a badass healer or intuitive or whatever their dominant medicine is. They also have big upheavals and changes in their lives and how they're looking at their lives. And so I want to show you real quick the blueprint that I use that is rooted in tradition, okay, when it comes to initiation and accessing different parts of your consciousness. Again, this is not a New Age principle. This is rooted in thousands of years worth of ascetics, seekers, rabbis, healers, initiated folk, magicians, working with this same system to induce cataclysmic, in a good way, shifts in consciousness. Okay. So I have been working this system for how old am I? Oh God, 30 years. Okay. So this is not something I just like, oh, it's like some fancy. All right. I have worked with this for a long time and have used it as a framework um, in my schools and in my trainings for a very long time. I did not always disclose this fact. Okay. But since the new world happened, I get to share all of these things apparently about how I take people through a process, whether they are conscious of it or not. So now Spirit is inviting me to be more disclosing of the system that I draw from and that I've drawn from. So it's based in ancient Jewish mysticism. Some people even attach this mysticism to even pre-Jewish mysticism, so back towards Egypt. And it is a framework that people have used. So I just want to just really quick, I'm not going to go through the names or anything, but what this represents is the process of manifestation. And this white sephira, these spheres are called sephira. Um, and how this framework is laid out, or what is believed about it, is that it essentially represents the blueprint of the manifestation of the universe on the macro scale, but on the micro scale, it represents you coming from a divine spark of this little star and traveling down into different worlds, denser and denser planes of existence, until you get all the way to the bottom. This number 10 is the kingdom that represents actual physical earth. And the one on top, the number one, the white one, that represents you as divine spark in union with God. And as this spark begins to think itself into form, and asserts its true will into coming into manifestation, it goes through these, think of it as different worlds. Like let's see here. What is it? Valhalla. You know how there's different worlds. Did you ever watch Thor? And they go to different worlds, kind of a similar principle. Some of these associations can also be linked to, let's look at the different planets in the solar system. Okay. So for today, think of these things as different worlds that you have traveled into in order to become this this spark of light that's inhabiting this meat suit. Okay. So whatever your name is, that's you in final form in this particular world, in this number 10. So what I want to say about the path of initiation, each of these worlds represents a part of your soul that needs to be recovered in order for you to attain full consciousness. Okay. So the path of the aspirant, which is what, of the aspirant, which is what they call people like yourself who are curious, leaning into the spiritual path and spiritual things, is to recover these lost bits that have been lost in these worlds. Now, there's a lot of different ways to do it, but each sephira represents a different initiation, a different ritual, or a different invitation that you call on your psyche to go, hey, I want to recover this lost aspect of yourself. And then whoever is initiating you opens up the portal for you to then go into a different shifting of your consciousness. Okay. So and I'm trying to make it as simple as possible. Now, what I want to say about the archangels, traditionally archangels, and there are other angels called the 72 angels, which I talk a little bit about in my the Angel Wealth Magic book. The archangels are attached. Many of them are associated with each one of these worlds. Okay. I'm not going to talk about which ones or whatever. I'm just giving you the framework because we talk all about that in the Angel Alchemy Academy, and I go a lot deeper with this information so people understand now the process of what's happening and why it's important for everyone to do the steps I'm asking them to do. So for today, though, each the main archangels, each of them are attached to these different sephira. So when I say that archangels are a portal to new to safe travels into next level consciousness, I'm literally talking about this, okay? I mean it literally. It's not some new age fantasy. They stand at the doorway and the portals of the bridge. And if you know how to knock a certain way to open up this world to you, then you receive the gifts of that particular teaching or a lesson. So in my training, I take people through a process, a step-by-step process in order for them to recover these lost bits. This is why and I do technically teach little tools and techniques, which I taught you some yesterday. I'm going to teach you one today, but the foundation that I'm working from is this foundation. And I walk people through a series of steps in order to accelerate not just their spiritual gifts, but their heart consciousness, but their aliveness. And this is what transforms their lives, because you can learn any technique out there. It's not going to change your life. Okay. It's going to blow your mind that you're capable of amazing things, but I'm freaking greedy when it comes to my teaching and when it comes to the students that come to me, because I know that people like you who are coming are not coming for sometimes what the reason is you think you're coming. A lot of you guys are coming because you're coming to accelerate your consciousness, your heart consciousness. That's why spirit brings me people, especially over these last few years. So I know this, and I know I have to go through a big song and dance to get you guys to come and go, we're going to learn some tools. But I want you to know that foundationally, I'm looking for rapid, massive heart awakening in the people who read my books, who listen to any of my meditations, and especially these people who are signing up to be kind of on the front lines of sending a force of love into their families, their communities, and the world. So hopefully that explains that, or the overarching foundation of what I'm talking about. Through the system, we work, yes, with the chakras, through meditation, and through this system that I provide my students. That's how they activate the part of themselves that they don't know yet. So, oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Let's talk about this. I put in some examples of some of the things people have said about training with me. So Grace from UK said she's changed so much over the last 6 months. I used to be depressed. My body was full of disease. My home was filled with despair and in total disarray, but no more. Through through Corinne's teachings, I can honestly say I woke up. Now, each and every morning, I awaken with gratitude for my life, my family, and most importantly, love, love for all that is. That's what I'm talking about when it comes to heart awakening. To me, the most important thing beyond the skill sets that I teach is that people have an active and awake heart. Okay, well, here's a few more then. Okay, I'll just go through some of these just to give you examples, because it's better from the words of these folks than from me. And I'll just kind of shoot down here. This program has allowed me to heal and release so much, and really enable me to follow my dreams no matter how new or scary it feels. Let's see. What's this one? Okay, Milagros is talking about, okay, this is embarrassing because I have to use myself. I'm reading about myself. I'm not tooting my horn. I'm just saying the program has an impact on people. Okay. Okay. She's an extraordinary person. Okay, maybe I am tooting my horn in that one, but I didn't say it. She did. Okay. All, all that she's taught us and done for us, all of these programs and this course has changed my life. I'm such a better person. I feel better, still working on things, but wow. Okay. And then Sandy chimes in and says, Corinne has brought so much joy into my life. I'm definitely not the same person who began this course. Okay. This is not an intuitive healing training. Are you catching it? Catching the pulse already? It's more than that. Okay. So, and Kate's the one I think I mentioned yesterday, where she had some of her chronic fatigue. She wasn't able to get out of bed. And so this girl all of a sudden could get out of bed. This was after just the first month of the Angel Alchemy Academy training. There are no words to express how truly grateful and blessed I feel. Thank you for being you. Thank you for connecting me with such amazing, beautiful people. Again, people always talk about our communities and the love they experience. Thank you for guiding, teaching, and lighting the way. Okay, Yoda. Okay, blown away. I'm blown away right now by all the beauty and magic of you and this soul family of meerkats, which is was the name of their clan. So humbling to witness the divine at work and witness the love for us all. Okay. Thank you from the very depths of my soul. See how and I'm telling you, this girl, highly gifted. She discovered her gifts, highly gifted, super intuitive. But what's she talking about? She's talking about the heart activation. And then all of these people concurring, okay, this course has been life changing for me. All right. So, again, just backing up the principle of initiation, how powerful it is, how powerful the work is when spirit calls you to this work. Um, for a reason. Sometimes we don't know the actual reason till we get through the process. So that is it at the foundation. I thought I'd go through that so to really ground out what I'm talking about into an actual tradition. Uh, Again, it's not, I don't get my information from reading a lot of like new age stuff or following the new age popular things. I have no interest in popular things. I'm only interested in things that work. So, um, so for you guys today, let's see what time we're at. Okay, cool. For you guys today, I'm trying to like feel into how I'm going to say this. First of all, take a few breaths and anchor into your body. We're going to do a little practice. And the reason why I was surprised by the archangel that came forward today is because they're not one of the ones that I traditionally work with when it comes to initiation. So I was shocked that the angel that wanted to play with you guys today was not part of that particular system, although one of my favorites, okay? One of my favorite archangels, but the reason why this angel's coming forward, everybody take a few breaths with me. I want you to start feeling, sensing the energy. What do you feel shift as we get closer to opening up the portal and officially calling in this archangel? So again, so much of what I stress is your own actual experience and experimentation, but you have to notice the shifts that come into your field when it first starts happening. So this archangel is coming forward to talk to you about your spiritual gifts, your actual gifts. And yesterday I mentioned that your gifts don't come out of nowhere. They come from your ancestry. And if you want to know the key to one of the keys to, being just a super badass, it's by having a real bond with your family on the other side, not the ones that you can think of, not these recent ancestors, not the most recent ones. I'm talking about your deep ancestry. So if you think about who we were at the beginning, I kind of showed you a blueprint, right? Just now of in the beginning, you were union with all things, union with source. And then you slowly started coming into being. So the ancestors are wanting to make a powerful contact with you. First of all, to share with you that they're real. And it is Archangel Azrael who's coming forward to help each of you come into closer love with the reality of your ancestors. So I mentioned yesterday, a lot of us lost contact with our ancestors because we were told talking to spirits is evil. We were told that, I may have also mentioned yesterday, we were told that to disempower us and to get us to step away and look away from the things that would actually empower us and help us have actual real strength and the ability to thrive. When you think about our ancestors, these people are badasses, okay? They're badasses. They know how to survive. They know how to thrive. And what do we need right now? We need to learn new ways of thriving in the world because there's new blueprints being shown to us. So your ancestors, it's not just the ones that you can think about, okay? Something else they wanted me to say is that in every tradition around the world, when you look at the legends and the lore about the origins of all of our people, guess where they point to? They're always pointing to the sky. They're always pointing to the sky. So, the New Agers who are like, I'm from the Pleiades and stuff. Okay. Again, it's not a New Age thing. Looking to our cosmic brothers and sisters as our lineage and heritage is our birthright, and it exists all over the world. Every tradition, every continent, when you trace it back enough, those people we're talking about are star brothers and star sisters, our star family. So my task is to always ground these principles into our bodies. All right. It's not this fifth dimensional thing. It's a third dimensional thing, and it's happening right now. So Archangel Azrael wants you to experience the warmth and love of your deep ancestry. Your cosmic power that lives inside of your body is a superpower. And the more we open up the portal to it safely, okay, safely, the more we come into contact of the eternal qualities of our own nature, at the consciousness of the continuity of our own existence, that we don't begin, we don't end, we just are and always will be. So my sense is that the people who are here are rocking some serious power, some serious abilities. Okay. And they're also not wanting to be bored with some basic shit. Okay. Which is why we're talking about some fairly high level shit for for a free webinar, right? And it's because we can talk about these things these days. And so with folks like you got a deep connection to the stars, okay? And your star family is wanting to make contact with you. I'm hesitant to talk about this stuff uh, because people make it so like, oh, I'm from somewhere, like they want to like escape the planet. That's not the point. That's never the point. The point is to come here fully. This is where our work is, and to bring your powers and your love, your deep heart connection into this planet to share that medicine with others. So your star family, your cosmic family, they don't want you to go traveling up there. They want you to become a clear channel for pure love, the pure love that's embedded in your bones. Once it breaks through and moves and transforms the trauma, it's a deeply powerful experience, deeply powerful. Okay. So everybody breathe with me here. Archangel Azrael. So if you don't know who Archangel Azrael is, this is something that's like wild because I've never um, talked about Azrael like this. Azrael's known as essentially the spirit of death. He stands between the two worlds, between the spirit world and the human world, and he helps souls cross over to the other world, and he also helps those of us who are grieving and left behind. So never have I really conceived of the fact that he connects us with our ancestors, but not just our ancestors. I just never went that far in my brain until this morning. Okay, to your cosmic ancestors. They're the ones who's making contact, like I said, with you. So we're going to welcome Archangel Azrael into our space. I want you to sit and really, God, connect with your heart and know that your body is a vehicle of pure beauty, pure power, pure love. You may resent your body. That's why we got to deconstruct what this body is. So I'm going to do a quick invocation so we can play with the energy. I want you to start noticing already what shifts in your body. And I want you to open your heart as if you are receiving and being received by an uh, extraordinary being, Archangel Azrael, and the beautiful beings that he safely connects you with, that want to bring you closer to your medicine, closer to your power of being a powerful healer, channeler, whatever it is that your dominant medicine is. So, creator of all that is, Archangel Azrael, beautiful Archangel Azrael, thank you for helping us bring peace into our hearts, transform the grief inside of us so that we can experience life in its pure beauty and experience ourselves in our pure beauty. Archangel Azrael, we ask that you connect us with the love, the warmth, and the power of our ancestors, of our highest and healed ancestors, in the highest and best way and the safest way for us at this time. Please show us and help us receive and open up to this reality for us in the best way for us possible. Thank you, Archangel Azrael, and to our beautiful ancestors. So everybody take a deep breath, and I want you to notice as we pull in and bring in Archangel Azrael, it is an act of surrender. You may have fear about this. You may notice a little fearishness. This is just part of the stuff that has to be deconstructed so that we understand what being human is and the true blessing that it is. So, what do you notice that changes? Welcome, ancestors. Welcome, Archangel Azrael. How do they make their connection with you? What do you feel, sense, or know? And in the spirit of channeling, well, just a little tiny taste, feel free to ask for a message. Now, if you've never done that before, just trust whatever you get. It just may be a feeling, a sensation, a word or two. But I'm going to tell you right now, I do not want this practice to end today. Your ancestral team want to support your dreams, your mission, and they are extremely powerful. They create intense magic for us. The more that you learn how to ally with them and have a proper and correct relationship with them. So say hello, receive your message, let us know in the chat room what happens for you. And I'll give you a minute. You guys got all the animal sightings. There's Lily, both my chickens. You always know when spirit's around. Jackie gets the message, we are strong and resilient. Anita says, you're never alone and you are doing amazing work. Phyllis is saying, I'm always with you as you help hospice patients in the physical as I help them pass to the next realm. Oh, this is wonderful, Phyllis. Tammy saying, great starlight coming. Up behind me saying, we got to go forward, take risk. Please, thank you. Yes, that's what the ancestors always tell me. They're like, dude, like you have this life, like put all your ass into it, like put your whole thing into it, take the risk. And I have, and I've gotten rewarded for that. So many of the people that I know get rewarded when you step off the ledge and you're like, fuck it. Be free. Jen says, free to be. And Jen feels the love. I got a scene from The Lion King. It is time. It truly is. Scott saying, as soon as you said the Archangel's name, don't even know how to spell it, I felt the most incredible jolt, instantaneous. Whoa, dude. Yes, Scott. Archangel Azrael is so legit. I'm so into these psychoponts, these threshold walkers. When you really work with the portal of death, you realize, gosh, death is life, life is death. It's also beautiful and it can bring such warmth and comfort. So grateful for the ancestors and for the teaching coming through today. Thank you, ancestors, for giving me the balls to say this shit out loud. Suzanne has great gratitude. Who feels the warmth? Anybody feel the warmth, the love? Rebecca saying, I heard Azrael say it's time. And then I heard my cosmic ancestors say they will pull me along and support me in moving forward in my growth. Great. He's amazing. Okay. So amazing. Tina Hurd, believe in yourself. Okay. The beauty and the bounty of getting connected with your healthy family. Okay. With your deep ancestors that are here to rock some deeply ancient medicine, which is why I'm always grounding back these new age principles into the old world. It has to be rooted into something in order for it to really flourish and take hold. Missy saying, just relax and breathe. So everybody just relax and breathe. When you're done with that, you can thank this portal, thank Archangel Azrael, thank the ancestors. And I know it's a fun place to be in, but I have to move on because we only have an hour. But your homework is to work with this portal, to work with Archangel Azrael to help you make a safe and anchored connection with your ancestral allies, your cosmic allies. And they're showing me pictures. If you've seen a lot of orbs lately, that's your ancestors, your cosmic ancestors. Take pictures. Watch the night skies as well. They want to show you they're actually real. Okay. Blue orbs. Oh, Tammy, you've seen a lot of blue orbs. Yeah, it's your people, man. say hello, what up? And then give them offerings. Be in relationship. Being in relationship means it's an exchange. So light a candle for them, light some incense for them, give them some whiskey, whatever you're called to do. But today go into ceremony for them to help anchor the principles that I'm talking about today and to open up more to the wisdom that they specifically need to convey to you about your path, your dreams, your purpose. And Tammy sees orbs all the time. Yeah, say hello. Our people are real. If you can't feel them, you will the more that you work with it. How freaking fun, man. God, I love this stuff. Okay. So we're going to shift gears for a second because I want to check in with Diane and with Jen so they can like help even lift us up, help us take off even further down this beautiful rabbit hole of beauty, of mystery, of just things beyond our wildest dreams. So, Jen and Diane, do you want to turn on your cameras for us so we can see you a little better? Hi, beauties. Oh my God, it's so good to see you guys. I always get starstruck when I see these people. Hi. My gosh. Hi, loves. Okay. So let's hear from you guys. You guys are master channels. You do some incredible work. And we'd love to hear from you. Jen, let's go to you first. How you doing, girl?
Let me unmute. Hi, everybody. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be here. Corinne, thank you so much for another. I am vibrating. You have again collected an incredible group. Wow.
I know. It's so amazing, right? It's
Oh my
amazing.
gosh, it's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
So I want to say, what do I want to say that in a shortest form, but most impactful? I think of my life as before Corinne and after Corinne, because seriously, everything changed. And when I joined the academy, I did it for personal healing. I was doing it for me. Something led me, well, angels and guides said, you got to do this. I had no idea that my career would end up being, I'm getting emotional, working with people all over the world. And today's topic of channeling, when we got into the channeling, I was terrified. You talked about the dirt, the poop that we step in, that, there was so much I needed to excavate, to get out, to get that treasure that I didn't even know was buried so deep inside of my heart. And I have a couple cool stories that blew me away. So I'm going to share one because I'm going to give a little background. I was an English speaking girl in a community that was French Catholic, and my parents loved diversity. They put us in a school. My brother and I were the only ones in the school that spoke English only. I was lost. Rick, fluent in French in no time. I could not get French at all. I'd come home crying. I got this big barrier about language. I had this thing like something's wrong with my brain. Anyways, that's a little background. Fast forward to after the Angel Academy, and I have clients that I work with, like I said, all over the world. And I have a regular client that I work with on a monthly basis, just, spiritual hygiene, all that beautiful stuff. And he said to me, I have someone who doesn't speak English. Could you do a session with this person? And I can I can relay the messages. I can tell you what they're saying. And I was like, you know what? I didn't even have the fear of the language barrier. Wasn't even there. The healing I had done in the academy, I didn't even think of it. The angels just said, yes, do this. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to test it out. So here I get with my client. We do a 3-way call, and they start communicating and introducing, and I start getting messages from the angels about her energy body and things that are going on. And I really felt this relationship that had impacted her identity. And I started sharing, and he was translating. And the most incredible thing happened. She was speaking in a language I had never had anything. It was German. I don't know German. I was understanding her. And it wasn't even that I was understanding her in English. The angels were I just knew what she was saying. And I was like, how can I know what she is saying? I don't know this language. And I just started relaying back to my client, what, like, kind of saying what I was saying and feeling and sensing. And they were just like, how is she understanding? And she's actually saying, does she speak German? I'm like, no, I don't speak your language. And he's relaying it back. And I'm like, what's happening here? It was like the angels were channeling a totally different language, heart to heart, soul to soul.
Oh yeah, that's the universal language, right?
That's the universal
Oh
language
my
of
God,
love.
it's so amazing.
And
It
I
reminds
was
me of
like,
those Star Trek movies where, you have the instant, translator or something to wear around the neck.
yeah. And I couldn't believe it was happening. I totally put my faith in, you know how you said, you just said it. I laughed. Thank you for giving me the balls to just say this stuff out loud. That's what I felt like. I just have to be courageous. I have to share what I'm sensing. I don't know if I'm right. And we learn to trust ourselves in your classes. We learn to trust. And the other thing that was pretty miraculous to me was we see things, everybody has different gifts. Everybody has these unique connections to spirit. And you help us find that. You help us grow it like a beautiful garden where it just continues to give and give and give, not only to ourselves, our families, but to other people. And one of the other things that happened was a male came in, and right away he was speaking a different language, but he was showing me an apple. He kept showing me an apple, and you taught us to trust. So I just said, I'm seeing this apple, and he's pointing to it and pointing to her. And she started crying when he relayed the message, because she said, I had said, I feel like this is your father. I'm describing what I'm seeing. And she said, he always called me the apple of his eye, and his nickname for me was Apple. And so I'm starting crying. She started crying.
Oh
I'm like,
my God.
you have to trust. If you see an apple, you don't know what it means to you.
Yeah.
You just say it. You just trust and say it, because you'll get images, you'll get colors, you'll get symbols. And to her, this apple was her father's nickname. To me, I didn't know. I just had to say it.
So
And
great.
those are just a couple experiences that I've had, and blessings. And Corinne, you changed my life. I get to do something I never, ever, ever thought I would do. I did this for me in the beginning, and it became something so much more. What I thought was a curse, some of my feeling
Sensitive.
people's feelings and all that,
Mhm.
wasn't. You taught me how to understand it, to nurture it, to allow it to share with the world. And now I get to be blessed every single day. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh my God, Jen. Oh, it's so wonderful to hear all of that. And I mean, this is like, oh, it's God, we should do this more often. I love hearing all these stories, and I mean, that's the thing. It's like you have it in you. And that's always my point. It's just about trusting the weirdest stuff and just saying it out loud. And such a testimony, right? To our
Yes.
intrinsic beliefs and converting what we think is that curse into our ultimate power and blessing to
Yeah.
ourselves and to others. So, wow, thank you. Thank you, Jen.
You're so
Oh,
welcome.
yeah, and if people want to put you to the test and see if you can translate their
Oh God.
their language, how would they find you?
I will put my website in the comments. It's very simple. It's Genuine Connections, but genuine with a J. And I want to say actually a little tiny plug. One of our other angel alchemists that worked with you, her gifts, this is the thing about gifts. She created my website because she used her gifts
Yes.
to touch people's energies and create worlds of their website. So you never know what your gifts are going to be. But she created my website. It's
I
always
love it.
listed. And I
Thank you, Jen.
love that we all find our own gifts.
That's the whole point. Nobody
Yeah.
needs to be anybody else's carbon copy. We
No,
just need to own who we are and just
yes.
like own it all the way. So thank you, Jen.
Thank
It's
you. Bye, everybody.
Diane. Bye. Genuine Connections with the J. Diane.
Hey,
Hey, girl.
I don't know where to start, Corinne. Hi to your chickens.
The little sweeties.
Right away, I want to say that this has changed my life because I was a reluctant psychic my whole life. after living in a haunted house in my teens. So that scared the shit out of me for a lot of years. So I kind of kept that away. My sister drank and I did other things just to kind of keep away from it, you know. So it's probably been a journey of maybe 20 years of just going, okay, I'm going to do this. But I didn't. I kept doing something like pranic healing or whatever. And then I would back up and go, oh no, I can't deal with this. I'm just going to, you know, and I don't want to say it out loud and whatever. When I was trying to decide whether to take the program, I was sitting in the backyard. I literally had the phone in my hand and I had talked to Amber, and Amber probably remembers this. And I was like, will I not? And it was like last June. And this crow fell from the sky.
What?
Like just fell from the sky. It was a teenager. It had fallen from, like, it was just the most bizarre thing.
I
Okay.
understand.
It was okay. It lived. But then I got in that 2 minutes, 5 minutes, I heard from a friend that my friend had just died that minute. And that he said, I'm going to send a crow. And he was my teenage friend that went through all the stuff with the haunted house. So she said, and I told her what happened, took a picture of the crow sitting in this bush. And because I had said, show me, give me some kind of sign. Should I do this,
What
man?
about a dead crow for you?
It wasn't dead though. It was like it came alive, but it was like so weird.
Still alive, still kicking. Wow.
I heard your story about the bird too, and I was like, are you kidding me?
Oh, right. So you knew that my first encounter with angels was a bird falling from the sky.
So I pushed the button and I joined.
Like,
and my friend said, I can't believe he sent you the crow, and he just passed away
that is so
10 minutes
amazing.
ago.
That is so incredible.
It was just like that. You know?
Wow. I mean, that's the thing is like when you enter into this field of energy, it is so profound and it is so unique to us. Like we get what we need. Not always what we want, but we, you know, or what we think we want, but we get what we need. And so for you, Diane, what's a quick little miracle story that we can tell our people to inspire them that they also have some magic inside of them and to pursue that route one way or the other?
The channeling and the mediumship blew me away because I had lots of stuff happen, but it felt like I wasn't reining it. I wasn't reining in on, you know, that my magic. It was raining me. So I realized that was the difference. And so when we started channeling and doing the mediumship, and I think you and there were a couple of people who said, oh, you're a natural medium. I think you said that to me as well. And I was like, huh? What? So I was working, there were several stories, but the one I think I want to share is, and she knows that I'm going to share this, is with Shahara. So she didn't tell me anything. I said, don't tell me anything, don't tell me anything. And I had worked with her before and tried to bring in her dad and the angels.
Just real quick to those of you who are listening, when we do our program, one of the things that gets our students so amazing is that we right away we put them into practice even if they don't feel like they can do it or do anything, and of course we set up the structure for it. But so Shahara is another student that she's talking about when they're practicing. Okay.
That was an eye-opener because I was like, the first time I saw her father, but it was like at one of those awkward parties that nobody spoke. It's funny that Jen was just saying this about language. Nobody spoke each other's language or no small talk or whatever. And I thought, oh my God, angels angels were really easy by that time, by the time we got to the mediumship. So the second time I worked with her, because I said, well, he's come in, but there's no message and there's just nothing that's coming in. So the second time I worked with her, it was like, oh my God. He was saying all these different things. Then this little woman came in and she was handing this pie, this dish to Shahara. And I started telling her, what she wanted to say and what she wanted her to take this. And it just seemed kind of random and weird. And I was like, oh, I'm you know, I'm going to say this because this is the weird stuff that usually means something like you taught us. So she went, oh my God, that's my aunt who broke our family apart. And she totally broke our family apart. And they're both on the other side. It was my dad, the Catholic, and
Mm-hmm.
his sister who hated me and hated my mother. And she was shoving this pie plate to Shahara. And it was just, so she said that she spoke to her mother about it and all this, and
Wow. So it
it
was all
healed,
validated.
it healed her family and all this, the crap that had been in the family for so many years, that this woman was, you know, going, okay, you know, here's my crow pie. You know?
Yeah. Wow. So Diane, so that must have been shocking for you and also like mind blowing. So I guess that counts as your kind of a mind blowing realization that you are so on point. And how amazing that by you kind of trusting and saying that this whole family is healed because of this one split. Um, wow. Thank you so much for really for listening to the crow's guidance. So now you know you are naturally gifted. And what she's saying is true for so many of our students. So many of our students have no idea. They know they have a hunch. They like spiritual things. They've had some weird things happen, but they don't know what happens when you detox a little bit and do what both of these ladies are saying today. Trust, 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 which is the thing that we have the hardest problem with, which is why we need community, right, Diane? To,
Yeah,
to
yeah.
practice with and to play with and all those things.
And we all still see each other and hang out once in a while too.
Yeah.
So
Right.
there's the community, our friends that we grew up with.
Grew up with on the spiritual journey together. Yeah. Well, thank you, Diane, for sharing your stories with us. And Jen, you guys are so sweet. Thank you for sharing your medicine and your own mind-blowing, like, who am I? What's possible? Oh crap. Here's this story. This is what I'm seeing. What do you think? And seeing how just the most simple, honest approach is the best approach. You didn't have to try to be something you're not. You're just like, hey, here it is. What do you think? You know, I love it.
And I'm doing workshops now with expressive arts and this stuff,
Oh yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
so
So
that's
if people want to learn more about your work, where do they go, Diane?
just dianefarnsworth.com.
Okay, DianeFarnsworth.com. And you can pop that in the chat room for everybody. So if you want, yeah, thank you so much, Diane. I love hearing from you. So you guys, the gifts that are living inside of you are here. You may believe that you have gifts already, but I'm here to say you probably have some next level stuff that's poking on through. And please listen and work with Archangel Azrael today. Okay, work on how the energy feels. And also, they can start sloughing off some grief and old clutter and cluster in your body. They're saying so. If you want to feel better emotionally today, work with them, sit with them, and also give offering, give something back as in a way, a way to extend your own hand out and make your relationship closer with them. Tomorrow, we talk about miracles. Okay, we talk about miracle healing, and I'm going to give you the foundation, the secret to miracle instant healing. And I'm going to be talking a little bit more about the academy and actually what's in there and the structure of it and stuff like that for those of you who are interested. So, since we're heading into the Angel Alchemy Academy season and you're curious about, hey, could this be the right thing for me? Go into ceremony today and ask. If you get a strong yes, it better not matter what I say tomorrow, okay? If we don't listen to our intuition, we lose across the board. Do not step away from something. If spirit is leading you into something, say yes to things. Say yes, no matter what I say. If we're going to do something, you're like, I don't know about that. I don't care. Do it anyways. Okay. I don't have the time for that. I don't care. Do it anyways. if you have the sense that it's for you, okay? If you're getting the signs and the feeling in your body that you're being magnetically pulled down to do something with us, please start feeling it into it today, and we'll get to the specifics tomorrow. But by tomorrow, those specifics better not matter. Okay. All right. So we'll see you tomorrow, same time. Party down. I'm looking forward to tomorrow, and we'll see you 10 a.m. Pacific. Thank you, Great Spirit, and all of our ancestors. Bye, everybody.